technology isn't enough. You need a process to put that technology into play, and you need an organization that is utterly obsessed with making that happen.
The most important thing I do is to clarify the mission. Both as a funder, if I'm talking to somebody, I want to know what we're really investing in together. If we're talking to people like you guys, I want to know what we're working on together. And I fundamentally believe that an organization doesn't have a direction until it really understands its mission.
It's utterly important to clarify the mission because everything flows from it. And so confusion about the mission is one of the major causes I see for failure of ideas and organizations, because generally you can only do one thing really well.
And what we want is for people to talk about what they're setting out to really accomplish in 8 words or less that include a verb, a target population, and an outcome. Very specific things.
Get African farmers out of poverty, save kids in Myanmar, save coral reefs in Micronesia. These are all generic sounding, but generic is fine as long as it's specific, because the 8-word mission statement is about what you want to see happen in the world, not yet about how you want to do it. And we believe really strongly that you need to get the what right before you can do a really good job of the how.
I'm going to start and end with 4 questions that I've built a ton of talks about that is really our fundamental screen for trying to hear about a new idea and deciding if it's investable.
So the first is it really needed? In other words, does it know what it's supposed to accomplish? Does it have a mission that really has great potential? Does the world need it? The second is, does it really work? That's about impact. So if that technology was applied in the way that you want it to be applied, would it have real impact in the world, real observable, measurable impact in the world? The third question is, in real life, would people use it well? And then the last question, which is the hardest, is if it's needed, if it works, if people would use it well, will it get to the people who need it most? And then when you know that, we can figure out what's their just one thing. What is their impact really to be?
What has to happen for your mission, for you to fulfill the mission? What's that look like? And then it becomes what you're designing toward.
And impact doesn't come from nowhere. It comes from somebody doing something different. And that's what we design toward, is behavior.
So we use what we call a behavior map. Who has to do what for that potentially transformative information to have real impact in the world, to achieve transformation.
So the behavior map is a way of systematically looking all the way to the impact you want to have. And when you have that map, then you can look at what you're going to do something about to drive the impact to create the behavior change. What's critical is to understand exactly who you're designing for, who you're trying to benefit. Because without knowing that, you'll never get there.
How does the cool thing that I'm doing, and believe me, everything you're doing is cool here, how does that turn into real impact in the world? And if you're not thinking all the way through, if you don't know what larger picture you're playing in, then why bother? I just find your time and talents too precious to waste on not knowing what the ultimate thing that has to happen, the ultimate success statement.